It's Chris Smith time. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith, and today is the 11th annual Tops and Bottoms, the top movies of 2024, part one of two. And we're going to start. We've got the top 20, but the second half is going to be the top 10. So we're going to start at number 20, but it's a three-way tie. So I don't know what number that would make. 21, 22? I don't know. It's three documentaries tied in the 20th spot. The first one is Lover of Men, The Untold History of Abraham Lincoln. Now, I thought this movie was absolutely fascinating. It's a documentary. You must see it. It uses actual letters. There are many scholars. Nobody that actually knew Abraham Lincoln is interviewed, but there are very interesting reenactments that makes it seem like Abraham Lincoln was a lover of men and had many male lovers, some very serious that were long-term relationships, and was still married to Mary Todd Lincoln. It was fascinating. Another marvelous documentary tied with that is Let the Canary Sing. This one is about Cyndi Lauper, and Cyndi Lauper's always been one of my favorites ever since, the She's So Unusual album. But this really delves into who Cyndi Lauper is and looks back at her career, and I think that she is just a magical person and quite a very smart businesswoman and performer. I mean, just incredible. Cyndi Lauper. Mwah. And the other one in this position is Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. This is a beautifully done documentary that talks about Christopher Reeve before and after his accident in the horse riding accident that paralyzed him. Husband, father, fighter, hero. And it really delved into the Reeve family and Christopher Reeve's wife Dana's love for him that really kept him going and saved his life when he did not want to go on after the accident. Oh, it's heartbreaking, but so beautifully done, and there's just so much love in this. It's a very well told story in the documentary. Number 20. At number 19, oh no, it's another tie. You all are going to think this is such a cheat that I've had two ties in a row. But it's Better Man. This isn't really about a singing monkey who's in a boy band. It's the true story of Robbie Williams, but since he probably saw his life as living in a zoo and he's on display, what better way to tell your story than have you a monkey play you? But everything else is his story. Just try to look past the monkey. It would have worked well if we had had a human person playing the monkey, but he talks and he sings and he's Robbie Williams. So, Better Man. And also tied with Better Man at 19 is a movie that fits well with it. It's Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse movie, her music, her life, her legacy. And it has Marissa Abela as Amy Winehouse. I thought this was a very good movie, and it's of course very sad that such a talent, and much like Better Man, the whole path, and so many of these biopics about rock stars and pop stars, they get to the certain level of fame, and then the downward spiral of drugs and alcohol. And as we know, Amy Winehouse has ended tragically with her death. But the movie, I thought, was very well done. At number 18 is Juror Number 2, Clint Eastwood's very, very chilling. Well, yes, chilling. It's such a dilemma because it is about a young man who is on a jury um, for a homicide, sort of really an accidental death, but a man is accused of killing his girlfriend by running her down, leaving her for dead on the side of the road. But Juror Number 2 may know more about that accident than anyone knows. I just thought it was gripping, and I didn't know what was going to happen next. So I must recommend Juror Number 2. At number 17 is a movie that I saw on Netflix. It was Carry On, the story of a TSA agent who is being blackmailed or really coerced into letting someone through the checkpoint at the airport with something deadly in his bag and not stopping it. If he says anything, then his girlfriend will be killed. Is it his girlfriend or is it his wife? I forget. Well, anyway, his lady love, and they've messed with the wrong guy. It's sort of like Die Hard at the airport, even though we had Die Hard at the airport with Die Hard 2. But Carry On is action-packed. At number 16, this one really surprised me. I liked it much more than I expected to. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, the long-awaited sequel to Beetlejuice. Now, Beetlejuice came out in the 80s. We've had Beetlejuice the musical, which I love and even enjoy better than the original movie. But Beetlejuice revisits Lydia Deetz, played by Winona Ryder, and her stepmother Delia, and has the return of Beetlejuice, of course. But now Lydia has a teenage daughter, and there is so much going on in this movie. Some people might think there are too many subplots, but it says the ghost with the most is back, and he is. But I thought that it was the perfect amount of things going on. I mean, it is a little chaotic, but it all ties together, and I just really enjoyed Beetlejuice. There were times when I liked it better than the first one. So yes, number 16. At number 15, here's one that I really liked. Regina King in Shirley. Now this one depicts the 1972 presidential run of Shirley Chisholm, who was the first black female elected to the Congress. And my goodness, what a performance Regina King gives. Even though I've met Regina King at a place that I work at, and she is so nice and such a talent. And I mean, we've watched her grow up in so many roles, and this one is just the pinnacle of her career, and I think there's more wonderful things ahead for her. But Shirley is a story that I really didn't know a lot about. I had heard of Shirley, but I did not know the full story, and this movie I must recommend highly. At number 14 is A Real Pain. And this movie, it seemed a little slow in parts, but it is, I think, very, very fascinating. It is about two cousins that are on a road trip. Well, road because it's an international trip. They've gone to Poland, you see, and they're part of this tour group that's going to all the places concentration camps and whatnot, and they also want to visit their grandmother's, their late grandmother's hometown. And the cousins have a very interesting relationship. This is directed by Jesse Eisenberg. It stars Jesse and Kieran Culkin. And it's getting a lot of love this year, but not as many Oscar nominations as I expected. But Kieran Culkin is winning lots of those awards at all the other award shows. So I do recommend A Real Pain. Plus, you get to see Poland. You probably don't have to go there now if you've seen it in the movie. Just kidding. Go explore the world if you can. At number 13 is a movie that I couldn't stop thinking about once I saw it. It is My Old Ass. Not My Old Ass, but the movie My Old Ass. This stars Aubrey Plaza and Maisie Stella, who you may remember from the TV series Nashville. She was the younger sister, the daughter of Connie Britton, and there were two daughters. And well, anyway, she's the younger one. And look, she's grown up now. She's a teenager. And in this movie, this teenager does some kind of drugs with her friends, and they have experiences. They're trying to have a mind-blowing experience. But this girl meets her older self, who is played by Aubrey Plaza, who we love. And this says, "What would you ask your older self?" Her older self has come and is trying to give her a warning about the future. I won't say too much about it. And you don't know, is this in her mind? Is this a time traveler? We don't know. But this was a very different movie. And it's not, I went in thinking it was going to be a riotous comedy or something. There's some serious stuff in here. I cried. So that's why I had to put My Old Ass in the top 20 at number 13. Yes. Now, at number 12 is High Tide. This is a gay movie starring Marco Pegosi, James Bland, with Marissa Tomei and Bill Irwin. And it is a film by Marco Calvani. It says a haunting lead performance from Marco Pegosi. Hypnotic cinematic intimacy, sexy, sad, and just the ticket, says IndieWire. But yes, this man is vacationing. He's in the United States. He's from elsewhere. I can't remember where at the moment. I should have looked before I started the review. But anyway, he was here with his boyfriend and they broke up. It was a terrible breakup. And now he's staying at a guest house and he's doing odd jobs and he just cannot get over this breakup. And I thought the lead, Marco Pegosi, was just captivating. His performance, the heartbreak. I mean, you could feel it jumping through the screen and choking you to death. Because for those of you who have been through a bad breakup, or even a breakup that you didn't see coming, then you just don't think you're going to be able to breathe or even get over it ever. And that is what High Tide is about. And he meets someone else, and is he going to be able to move on? Is this going to be the next great relationship? It is a very interesting study in human emotions. High Tide at number 12. And lastly, in our part 1 special of the top movies, at number 11, Strange Darling. This movie was very strange indeed. but I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, I must tell you. It's about a man and a woman who have a one-night stand, and then you don't know, is the man a serial killer? Is the woman in danger? It turns into a cat and mouse type thriller. But who's chasing whom? And it has all sorts of good reviews here. Sublimely brilliant, the cleverest thriller of its kind, says Variety. A relentless thrill ride, says Bloody Disgusting. And one of the most fascinating and flawlessly constructed thrillers in ages, says Third Coast Review. So, yes, it really is very interesting, and it is divided into 6 parts, and they're sort of out of order, and you don't know what is what. So it's sort of like a puzzle to solve. Strange Darling. Highly recommend at number 11. Okay, well, that is all the time we have for today, but in our second part, we're going to do the top 10 movies, and there are no ties. So I will see you when it's Christmas time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.